We hear a lot about retirement, saving for it, planning for it, looking forward to it. But retirement doesn't have to mean slowing down. Sometimes it's the first time we have the freedom to turn the dreams we've carried for decades into reality. And today's guest knows something about that. After a 41-year career, she's now singing, acting, auditioning, writing, taking classes, and sometimes walking into those auditions as the oldest person in the room. But guess what? She keeps showing up. And you'll meet her in a moment. But first, we have to take a little break. But not to worry though, we'll be back in a flash, a hot flash. And lovies, before we jump into today's episode, I want to remind you to visit the Ageless Glamour Girls Boutique. From statement tees and chic bags to mugs and gifts, designed especially for women 50 plus. There's something waiting just for you. Visit agelessglamourgirlsboutique.com. Thanks. Hello, lovies. Welcome back to the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast, where we empower, educate, inspire, and entertain and celebrate women 50 plus on our ageless aging journey. I'm your host, Marquita Curtis-Haynes. I'm founder and CEO of the lifestyle brand Ageless Glamour Girls. Woo, get ready. Today's guest has shared the stage with legendary artists, including Kool the Gang and Paul Simon. But after retiring last year from a 41-year career, singer and actress Renee Connell is embracing something she didn't always have. And that's time. Time to perform, time to audition, time to learn, and time to pursue whatever comes next. Renee, welcome to the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. And Renee, during our pre-chat, you said something that cracked me up. Actually, you said a few things that made me laugh. One of the things you said was that you always believed you were going to make it as a singer. So your job was supposed to be just temporary. And somehow you worked over 40 temporary years. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. I've always loved the arts, singing, dancing, all of it. And I knew I still had to make a living in the meantime. So I continued to work while pursuing my dreams.
Okay. All along, keeping an eye on the prize.
All along. Never gave up my desire to be a singer.
I love it. I love it. And of course, you were, what's fascinating about all of that is even while you were working, raising a family, living your life, you never completely abandoned music. How important is it for women to hold on to something that's just ours?
I once heard somebody say years ago, and I don't even remember who it was, that because as women, we do so many things for so many other people, our parents, our own family, our children, grandchildren, always keep a slice of your life for yourself. So that made an impression on me. So I always kept music and the arts as my slice of my life.
I love that. A slice of life. Very cool. Very cool. And speaking of life in the beginning, I think you started singing as a teenager, right?
Yes. I started singing as a teenager. I sang in the church choir, and my friends and I formed a little singing group while we were teenagers. We must have been in 7th or 8th grade when the Jackson 5 came out, and we were going to be the female Jackson 5, even though we weren't sisters.
Love it. Love it. Oh, wait. Were you one of those that had a poster of the Jackson 5 on your bedroom wall? My sister and I had that back in the day.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And like everybody else, I was going to marry Michael. Like all of the girls in the world were going to marry Michael Jackson.
That's right. You see, and I was going for Jermaine. Right? But, yes, my younger sister was Michael, and I was going for Jermaine. But anyway, okay, we digress.
Yeah.
So fast forward. We can't just casually say that you sung with Kool the Gang. And I love this story because this is where when you were still in high school. Give us tell us about that, how a girl singing in her high school choir, I believe you were in your choir, ended
Yes.
up touring with Kool the Gang. Amazing.
So my friends and I were all in high school together, and we all sang in the choir. And Kool's younger brother was in the band, and along with his own band members. Kool's brother had his own band. So it was inevitable. The two groups met. We started singing back up for that band. And there was this running joke: don't let Kool see the girls because he's going to steal them. Well, he saw and heard us. Kool the Gang liked our sound. We had we were a quartet, so that 4-part harmony, they were attracted to that. Ooh. And they stole us. And we went on to sing with Kool and them and tour with them.
In high school?
In high school, yes. We had a lot of support from our high school principal at the time. He allowed us to take time off to travel with them. As long as we got our schoolwork done, we were permitted to travel with them.
And as young girls, you guys weren't allowed. You had an adult, right?
Yes, we had older sisters. So it would either be someone's older sister or someone's mom that would travel with us, because we were teenagers. I think, 16, 17, if that old, maybe 15.
Wow.
So it was exciting.
Ooh, I would have been beside myself. Yeah. So 41. Oh, before I go to the next question, I do have a question for you, a follow-up there. How long did that continue? So what happened after you guys graduated from high school?
Well, after high school, we traveled with them, without a chaperone. By then we were 18. And we went on tour with them. So we traveled to a lot of places. We went to England, we went to Germany, we went to, I think, South Africa with them. We went all over with them. It was a very exciting time in my life, in all of our lives, to be teenagers and to be able to travel and see the world. It was amazing.
Wow, I can only imagine. Only imagine, but it sounds great. Now let's fast forward 41 years later. You retire, and during our pre-chat, you said something that I haven't forgotten. Now you said, "Now I can do whatever I please." So, what does that kind of freedom feel like once you retire?
Well, it's really not a retirement in my case. I retired from the 9 to 5. But I haven't retired from music. So I'm able to kind of pick up where I left off, so to speak, because I always had music going on. No matter what was going on in my life, I always had that slice of music that was mine. And I always had a band to sing with, or a club to sing in, or, in the 70s, I had that disco single like everybody else did. And so,
whoa.
So now I'm just able to. Well,
what do you mean? You had a disco single like everybody else.
Oh yes, that was the thing in the 70s. You had to have that club, that house music. So I did have a single back in the day. It was called Dancing in the Street.
You had a single.
Yeah, it was just me.
You produced
it. Wasn't with a group. It wasn't with a group. It was just me.
You had a recording.
I had a recording back in I'm pretty sure it was the late 70s, house music, disco music. Yes, Studio 54. During that era, I had a song called "Dancing in the Street."
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So, but getting back to now, so now I can do everything full time, and I don't have to stop because I have children or a husband or there was a time when I was even taking care of my mom before she passed. So now my time is my time. And it's a lot because I stay busy morning, noon, and night.
Right. Because I was going to say you're not exactly sitting around. You're singing, you're acting, you're taking classes, you're auditioning, you're even studying screenwriting. Something that was on mine.
Screenwriting, yes, which is all part of the acting component.
Okay. So now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking acting came after retirement. The interest in acting came like after retirement.
Now,
singing, through being around, through singing in various plays and being
mhm,
around actors, I
mhm.
developed a more serious approach to acting and actually took classes and started studying, which led me to the screenwriting to help me understand scripts and to recognize a good script when I see one. So it's all tied together, it's all connected.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Now I know, that you have been on, one or two national shows. Um, yeah, let's talk about that. You were on one of Fiddy's shows, right? Tell us about that.
Well, I was singing in an off-Broadway production with by Higginson in Harlem. Did that
Mm-hmm.
for a number of years. But by Higginson is like the pillar of her community up there on 125th Street. So she got a call for some singers to be in a couple of episodes of Raising Canaan, which is Cowa Book 2. So I was a part of that group that went to be in the church choir
Mm-hmm.
for 2 episodes. It was season 2, episode 3, and episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so so I was part of that choir to sing in those episodes, and I even got about 10 seconds of camera time. I
Woo!
had 10 seconds of fame.
I love that. I love that. That was exciting. Exciting. Now, I want to get back to something I briefly mentioned earlier that you had told me that sometimes when you would walk into an audition, you would be the oldest person in the room. What went through your mind or what goes through your mind when that happens at that very moment?
The first time it happened, it was a bit of a shock because when you're doing like an open casting call and the it says all ages, all ethnicities. So you walk in and you're expecting to see all ages. You
Right.
do see all that mix of all ethnicities, you do.
Uh,
But I'm expecting to see all ages. And then when I look a little closer, I'm like, okay, I don't see anybody too close to my age, but I'm not leaving. I'll just wait my turn and do what I do.
that's
So that's been that experience. And it has happened pretty much every time.
wow. I love that. And something you had mentioned earlier in our pre chat was that those young actors may have youth, but they don't have your life experience.
That's the difference. That's the beauty of being an ageless glamour girl. We carry a lot of life experience with us that we can apply to everything that we do. So why not apply it to acting? Why not apply it to singing? So why not apply it to an audition? I'll take that experience with me. I don't take it lightly.
I love that. And so, what would you tell another woman who's afraid to be the oldest person in the room, no matter what they're pursuing after they retired or during retirement? What do you say to those women? How do you help them get over that fear?
Don't let anything intimidate you. You are who you are, and you bring to the table what you bring to the table. Nobody else is bringing what you bring. So just have confidence in what you can do. You can't compare yourself to what somebody else is doing. It can only be you. And if you
That's
think about it,
right. Hmm.
I constantly think about this woman named Dorothy Steele. She was 88 years old when she did her first movie, which was Black Panther. And she was obviously the oldest one there. And there's someone else named William Davis that's on Abbott Elementary. He
Hmm.
had been, acting in small parts all
The
of his
mate.
life, and then to have this consistent reoccurring role on Abbott Elementary, and he's in his 70s. So there's a space for us, no matter how old or how young we are. There is a space for us. That's why we have to keep going, keep our face out there, so that folks can find us. They're not going to find us if we're sitting home feeling insecure. We have to get out there. Hey, this is me. This is what I can do. And what's for you is for you. What is for you is for you.
That's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, and I have to ask. So, you know what? I had written this question earlier, but you just answered that. The fear is gone. Because I was going to ask, is there anything you still want to do that scares you just a little?
The interesting thing that I discovered during retirement, now that I've kind of, like I said, put myself out there, opportunities are coming. I get invited to do things that I didn't plan on doing before. I was content singing. I love singing. I sing. I still sing in my choir at my church. I sing at weddings, funerals, whatever occasion I have. And then I also sing with a new group that I started, and we pay tribute to the Supremes. So that was an opportunity that was not on my agenda. It's just something that came available. The same thing with the writing class. I was taking, like I mentioned, I was taking acting just to be to get involved in acting, to be a better actor, not just the singer in the play, but actually I can actually play a role as an actor in the play. That led me to the writing course. So it's like when you take that one step, other opportunities will open up to you. Things you didn't even imagine. You just have to be open to it. That's the trick. Be open.
Girl, whoo, that's so much good stuff. I'm sitting here thinking, my mind is going. I'm like, yeah, I have to be more open. And you kind of skipped over that part about the singing group you're a part of. I want to get back to that. You're the lead singer of La Prime. And as you mentioned, it celebrates the life of Diana Ross and the Supremes. And you're performing in different cities. At this stage of your life, how much fun are you having?
I am having the time of my life. I'm actually Diana Ross.
Love it.
And I love it. And it's it's nostalgic. I grew up listening to those songs in the 60s. That was when I was young and, a young sponge, so to speak, just absorbing everything, And I never thought that at this age I'd be, paying tribute to Diana Ross and the Supremes. But I love it. And audiences love it. No matter what age group, no matter what ethnicity, everybody loves the music from that time period, from the 60s. Those groups, Temptations, the Supremes, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. That music it just brings people so much joy.
Yes. I was going to ask you, why do you think those songs connect with so many people, especially women, decades later? But I think you just answered that question. The joy part.
It brings joy, no matter where we go, I'm watching the audience and there's either a head or finger pop or hand clap or somebody's just patting their foot. You can't listen to that music and not move. It touches you.
Yes. And what's funny is I was at a thrift shop over the weekend. It's a big place, right? And a Supreme, I can't remember which song, but one of the Supreme songs came on. And this was a mixed crowd. And let me tell you, it was like a chorus in the place. People had just started singing along with the song. Yes, I love that connection. Yeah. So, and what do you love about today's music, and what do you miss about the music that we grew up with, though? Today's music has a lot to offer too, of course, but tell me about that.
What's interesting, and maybe it's an age thing, I don't know, or generational thing, because other people from our generation will say, I miss the music from the past. I was at a party a couple of days ago, and they were playing, music from our generation. And one of the women at the table said, I love this music. I love the music from our generation. I don't even know what they're saying in these new songs. And I can remember my mother saying that about the music, back then, like, oh, but the music from my generation was better, when they had Billy Eckstine and people like that. So it's generational. It's generational. But today's music, it is different from the music of the 60s, no doubt about it. It's more explicit. People are really saying what's on their mind. They're not censored like they used to be. In the 60s, everything was, every song was a torch song, especially with the Supremes, please don't leave me all by myself, or please come back. This generation is bye, boy, bye. I'll pack your bags. Bye. So it's different.
It's different. It's
It's
different.
it's relative.
Hmm.
It's
Yes, it
relative to
is.
life today, and back then that was relative to life then. But it's all connected. You
It is.
know,
It really is.
yes, what happened in the past has opened a pathway for the next generation. So
Exactly.
this generation is leading the path to the generation to come after them.
That's right.
Who knows what that will be?
Right, right. But we all bring something to the table. We bring
Bring
it,
something
like
to
you
the
said, our
table.
lived experiences, whatever's
Yes,
going on in their lives in the period of time,
in that
you
period
know.
of time.
Yeah, yeah. So Renee, as we know, AI is just taking over everything, so many facets of our life. Um, and of course, music is part of that. What are your thoughts on AI's influence and impact on the music industry today?
Mm, good question. Well, like it or not, AI is the future. Whether we embrace it or we don't embrace it, it's here and it's here to stay. Just like they replaced the horse and buggy with a car. So the car is here to stay and it has gotten better through the years. Now they're self-driving and electric. So same thing with AI and the
Mhm.
music industry. It's actually affecting every area of our lives. But you asked about music, so I will just quickly say that
Mhm.
if you're an artist, you have to embrace it, use it to your advantage. Take the best parts of it and apply it to what you're doing.
Mhm.
As a consumer, when it comes to music, you kind of need to pay attention to what you're listening to. Pay attention to if you're getting more AI music than human music. And how do you know the difference? I'm
Mm.
not an expert on it, but I do know that humans have a profile. So if you want to know if you're listening to a real person when you hear something, no matter how good it sounds, because it does
Mhm.
sound good, you
It
can
does.
check the profile because they're going to have a media footprint out there. They're going to have a TikTok or something. Then you know you're listening to a real person. And
That
if you're not finding that, if you're hearing this great music and there's no profile, then you know you're listening to AI. So now that's your choice. Do you want to support AI or do you want to support humans?
right, right. Thank you so much for that input. Now, this was funny too. During our pre-chat, you know, we can't end this conversation without talking about the M word, bringing up the M word, menopause, because at the end of our pre-chat, you called me out and you're like, "Hey, we're not going to talk about. Aren't you going to ask me about menopause?" and, I, and then I thought, I'm like, she's so right. This is the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast.
Hmm.
So, what do you wish somebody had told you about menopause? Before you got there.
I look, I keep a fan with me everywhere I go. So, and this is a turbo fan. I mean, this is like a hair dryer with cold air. But I wish someone had told me how bad menopause can be for some women. My mother didn't have it. My mother didn't get hot flashes.
See,
So
yeah,
she couldn't
I love
prepare me. She couldn't
that.
prepare me for it. And her only advice was, well, I didn't go through that. Like that wasn't much. Thank God for the internet. So you can Google these things. But that's talking about being the oldest one at the audition and being the only one at the audition sitting there with a fan on. But
No, you didn't take your fan to the audition.
I have so many fans. I even have the old fashioned fan fold fans, the hand
Right,
fans. I
right.
There's always some type of fan with me.
Yes,
But
yes.
yes, menopause is no joke.
Hmm.
And I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me it's going to stop. But it hasn't stopped in 10 years. Night sweats, I still get night sweats. I still
Hmm.
get hot flashes. I've
Hmm.
learned certain things will trigger me more than others, such as caffeine will trigger me. Shortly after having coffee or caffeinated tea, I'm going to get a hot flash.
Right, right,
Chocolate
right.
is another trigger for me personally. And I've tried all the gadgets, all the tricks, stick your head stick your head in the freezer or run cold water on your hands. I've done it all. And sticking your head in the freezer does work.
You know what? You are so right. I remember that. Sticking the head in the freezer.
It
And it's
works.
so weird. And I don't, for me, what brings it back is the heat. When the temperature goes up, here I am. I'm like, what the heck? I'm done. I thought I was done with that. Now I want to, talk to the women who think it's too late. There's a woman out there right now who's listening who has something she's always wanted to do, but she's telling herself, I waited too long. I'm too old. That ship has sailed. You spent decades holding onto your dreams, but now you're walking into auditions with your head held high. You're performing on stages. You're learning entirely new things. I love it. So what do you say to those women who think, yeah, you know what? That ship is sailed. We're done here.
You know what just came to mind? A quote by Higginson used. Mm-hmm. She said the first 50 years are for learning and the next 50 years are for living. It's time to start living. It's not time to postpone anything. Just do it. Whatever you feel like doing, do it. Try it. So you reach, You reach for the moon and maybe you end up landing on a star. But reach. Push yourself. Oh, there's days when I feel like, oh, why do I even bother? I'm so old. But as long as you're alive, as long as you can put one foot in front of the other, it's not too late. There is a space for you. But you've got to get up. You've got to make that first move. You've got to venture out. You've got to say, hey, I'm here. Look at me. Otherwise, nobody's going to look at you. But you have to do it.
Girl, as God is my witness, I have chills right now. And, sorry, have little tears too. Yeah, just go for it. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just go for it. The worst thing that has happened to me since I've been pushing myself in all these different directions is I'd say the worst thing that has happened to me would be my mind. Not an experience, just in my mind to start thinking, oh, that didn't work. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. Baloney. Do it. I'm glad that I've done everything that I've done. So what if they didn't pick me? Maybe the next person will pick me. With entertainment, it's all about what they're looking for and whether or not you fit the mold of what they're looking for at that time. One day you will fit the mold of what they're looking for. It's going to happen. I believe it's still going to happen for me. I don't know when or where, whether it'll be singing or acting or what, but I know that it's going to happen. You know what they say, what God has for you is for you. So God has something for me. I'm just waiting for it to materialize.
Okay, girl. You know what? I have another meeting after I have a meeting after this, and I'm going to have to reapply some stuff because when I tell you that you have inspired me so much, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so happy that you came on this show, and that we have a mutual friend, Maria, who connected us. Thank you so much, Maria, for this. And your story reminds us of something so much sometimes that we sometimes forget. Mm-hmm. That we have these dreams when we're younger, and they might not happen when we're 30. They may not happen when we're 40, 50, or 60, whatever. As you said, sometimes that opportunity comes later, and our job is to just keep preparing and put it out there. Pray for it, put it out there to the universe. Whatever you do, talk to God about it and walk through it. And this reminds me of something my mother said, that success happens when opportunity meets preparation, or preparation meets opportunity, but you get that. Yes. Yeah. And
yes, it's true. I'm preparing. So when that opportunity comes, I'm ready for it.
That's right. And walk through
I
that door.
I mentioned Dorothy Steele before. I'm going to mention her again. She was 88 years old. Black Panther was her first movie. She was 88. So it's never too late for any of us.
Right.
Whatever that dream is. Maybe you want to be a chef or a baker or a painter, or maybe you just want to be a volunteer. Get up and do it. Go volunteer.
Take that move.
Just,
Make that.
just, just make that first move. We are our own worst. I know I am.
Renee, is there anything you want to add to today's conversation?
I guess in closing, I just want to say it's never too late. Just be true to yourself and follow your dreams, follow your heart's desire.
Perfect. Perfect. Duly noted. Seriously. Thank you so much. So much, Renee, for coming on the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
I had so much fun. And of course, we're going to include all of your information in today's podcast description. So yeah, you're going to want to follow her, right? You heard her. You heard her. And also you can keep up to see when LaPreme is going to come to a city near you. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to look to see where you guys are showing up. So thank you.
Thank you,
Renee.
Marquita.
If you say that you weren't inspired by today's conversation, I don't know what's up with you. Seriously. Wow. I have chills. I have tears, all the things. Lovies, thanks so much for joining us today. And thanks again to Renee Connell for such an inspiring conversation. And as always, thank you so much for your continued love and support of Ageless Glamour Girls and the podcast and all of it. It truly means a lot. Thanks so much. And if you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe to the podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube. And as I said, to the podcast, wherever you listen to your shows. And don't forget to follow Ageless Glamour Girls on all the social media. And we have a private group, which I would love to see you there too. It's called the Ageless Cafe. That's our private Facebook group, the Ageless Cafe. And speaking of next chapters, bam, we're getting ready for volume 2 of the Ageless Glamour Girls anthology, Reflections on Aging. And it's a beautiful book. Did I say it was Amazon bestseller? Yeah, did I say that? And you can get this book too and be inspired. And of course, you can join us on the next go round to share your ageless aging journey. Now, if you're interested, drop us a line at info@agelessglamourgirls.com, info@agelessglamourgirls.com. And don't forget to visit the Ageless Glamour Girls boutique, created especially for phenomenal women 50 plus. That's us. That's us. Until next time, stay bold, stay beautiful, stay brilliant. And cheers to healthy aging and joyful living, lovies. Reconnect real soon. Bye-bye for now.